Was a flood just this little local flood? I hear people talk about it. A local flood. Just killed the people in the Mesopotamian region. Others say, oh, it was just a pitter-patter of rain for 40 days, and the ark just kind of floated up, went right back down. It wasn't anything very drastic. Well, actually, the Bible language speaks of a global flood. I mean, it's a type of a flood where you take a basketball and stick it in a swimming pool. I mean, and then shake it around a little bit. I'll tell you what, that is a catastrophic type of a flood. And if you have a flood that covers the entire world, and I'll get that language in the Bible, the tops of the tallest peaks were covered. It's a global flood. All flesh perished that breathed the breath of life. Everything that moveth across the face of the earth perished. What is that telling us? Catastrophic language. It was a global flood, not some kind of a local flood like some people suggest. Well, if we did have that kind of a flood, if the whole world was covered by water, you're going to start producing currents, aren't you? Those currents are going to wash to and fro, back and forth across the world. There's nothing to stop them. You're going to have tidal waves going on. You're going to have all kinds of stuff. Everything indicates that this flood was catastrophic. And if we had that kind of a flood, guess what? Any geology that was there before the flood is going to be totally wiped out by that flood, except for a few remnant pieces. So when I look at the flood, I think we're going to have to reinterpret all those fossils then that are found in those layers as a result of that flood. You're not going to interpret them in terms of the evolutionary progression over millions and millions of years, because if there were any layers before the flood, they would have been planed off and then redistributed all around the world. I believe that we can explain very nicely the fossil content of those layers by the flood. A flood like we're talking about can easily explain trees like this polystrate tree. Polystrate tree means that these trees go through many layers. Polystrate fossils like these are found in many places all over the world. And I really believe the flood has a much better explanation for that than anything else.